Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous class, we discussed about international business methods. Few people remind we discussed about franchising. Then after that, we discussed about joint venture, acquisition, and establishing new foreign subsidiary. When you are doing business internationally, you are also getting international opportunities. What are these opportunities? One is investment opportunities, and the other one is financing opportunities. See, in investment opportunities, the marginal return on projects for an MNC is about that of a purely domestic firm. When an MNC is doing business in other countries or is completing projects in other countries, their return is much more higher than purely domestic firm because of the expanded opportunity set of possible projects from which to select. What does it mean? When suppose this is a country and here is a company. This is a domestic company. So he is making selection among these projects which are available. So he will select the best one. This is the best one for them. Now there is another company, multinational company. Suppose this is the whole world. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are different countries. Now suppose this company, here is a company, this one, this is an MNC, multinational company. Now when he will select his projects, so in these different countries, different projects are available. Suppose these are different projects, these circles. Now when he will select, so these opportunities are also available for this MNC, these opportunities, these, and these. When he will select project, so he will select the best one among all these, means in which his profitability, his return, it is higher. So his expanded opportunity set, it is higher. Means when he is making selection for investment, so his set of opportunities, it is much more higher than this domestic company. This domestic company, they can select only among these 4 projects. But for this multinational company, these 4 projects are also available, and 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So see, 6, 9, 12, 15, and see, his opportunity set is 19 projects, and for this domestic company only 4 projects are available. So when this multinational company, they will select projects, so they will select the best project in this area. So his return will be much more higher than this domestic company. and his investment opportunities are also more than this domestic company. For this domestic company, there are only 4 projects available. For this multinational company, 19 projects are available. So his investment opportunities are more as compared to this domestic company. Then financing opportunities for international firm, for multinational company, they can obtain capital funding at lower cost due to its larger opportunity set of funding sources around the world. They can also get funds from different sources all over the world. This domestic company, they can raise funds only in this country. Suppose this is Afghanistan. So they will contact the banks inside the Afghanistan and financial institution inside the Afghanistan. So his financing opportunities financing opportunities are also less only inside the country. The companies who know this firm will give loan to this domestic company, but this multinational company, they can raise this well-known company. It's a multinational company, well known all over the world, so they can get loan here, they can get loans here, or they can issue shares here, they can issue bonds, they can issue shares in all these countries. But they will select that country in which the cost of capital is low. Cost of capital. If the cost of capital is low, suppose in this country the cost of capital is 15%, here it is 14%, but here in this country the cost of capital is 9%, so they will select this country. Suppose here the cost of capital is 15%. So for this domestic company, they will raise loan at 15%. But this multinational company, this source is also available, but it is costly. So they will select a source of capital which is cheap, which is 9%. So that is called what? Financing opportunities. That for a multinational company and an MNC is also able to obtain capital funding at lower cost due to its larger opportunity set of funding sources around the world. They have funding sources from all over the world, so they will select they will select that country in which the cost of capital is low. Then international trade theories. That is our next topic. First of all, what is a theory? A theory is basically a set of assumptions, suppositions, that attempts to provide a reasonable or rational explanation of cause and effect relationship among a group of observed phenomena. That it is basically what? A set of assumptions that provide a reasonable explanation of the cause and effect relationship among a group of observed phenomena. Take an example. Take the example of malaria, a disease. You know, this malaria, this is a disease. When initially this disease came to this world, so people think that this malaria is a combination of two words, mala and area. Mala means bad. Area means area. So they think that it is because of bad area. Means that area which is dirty, too much dirty. So because of dirt, this disease came. But this was what? This was an assumption. Later on, they did experiments on this disease and they found that this is because of mosquito. Shortly I'm writing. Pasha, you people call it. So this is because of mosquito. They checked, they did experiments on that, and then finally they derived the results that this is because of mosquito, and this thing becomes and they develop a theory on that. So they found cause and effect relationship among different factors, and then they found the results. There is another definition, a proposed explanation which is subject to experimentation in order to report actual facts. So see, a proposed explanation which is subject to experimentation. So on malaria, they did a lot of experiments in order to report actual fact. And why they are doing experiments? To report actual fact. So we can say that international trade theories are a set of assumptions that provide the logical reasons and explanation why and how business organizations trade internationally. International trade theories, these are basically theories that are explaining the cause and effect relationship, that are explaining why business organizations they are doing trade internationally. They are telling us the reasons of international trade. There are different international trade theories. The first one, it is the comparative advantage theory. Then there is imperfect market theory, product life cycle theory, the mercantilism theory, then absolute advantage theory, and there is Porter's national competitive advantage. We will discuss these four in detail. Now come to the first one, that is the comparative advantage theory. The ability of a firm or individual to produce a particular good or service at lower cost than other firms or individuals. Comparative advantage means suppose there are two persons. One is this person and one is this person. They are producing the same product. Suppose that product is a chair. Now this man, he is producing the same chair for 200 Afghanis. And this man, he is producing the same thing the same chair for 280 Afghanis. Now in this case, this person 1 has comparative advantage over this 2. Means he is producing this thing at lower cost than others. So comparative advantage is a situation in which one person he can produce a product at a lower cost than the others. Here, see. The ability of a firm or individual to produce a particular good or service at a lower cost than other firms or individuals. This theory states that specialization by countries can increase production efficiency. According to this theory, they said that it is good for the countries to produce those goods in which they got some comparative advantage, and they got specialization in the production of that product. Some countries such as Japan and the United States have a technology advantage, while other countries such as Jamaica, China and Malaysia have an advantage in the cost of basic labor. These countries tend to use their advantages to specialize in the production of goods that can be produced with relative efficiency. Means Japan and United States, they have technology advantage. So they will produce those goods in which they have technology advantage and they can produce that thing at lower cost. While other countries such as Jamaica, China and Malaysia have advantage in the cost of basic labor. So they will produce those goods in which the use of labor is more and they can produce those goods in which the cost is low. So these countries tend to use their advantage to specialize in the production of the goods that can be produced with relative efficiency. So they will produce those goods in which they got efficiency and they can produce those goods at low cost. When a country specializes in some products, it may not produce other products. If a country is got specialization in one product, means they can produce that product at relatively low cost. So they will not produce other products. He will just produce that product. So trade between countries is essential. So what will happen? He will produce that product. See, suppose this is country 1, this is country 2. So this country 1, he got advantage in the production of chairs. So he will only produce chairs. This country, he got some advantage. So he will produce, suppose he will produce mobiles. He got advantage in mobiles. So he will produce mobiles. There is another country, he is producing wheat. There is another country, he is producing some other thing. So what will happen? That he will produce chairs and he will import other goods from these countries. This country will produce wheat, he will import chairs from this country, he will produce import mobile from this country, he will import other goods from this country, like this. So trade will be essential between these countries. Mean they will just produce their specialized products and import other products from other countries, and will export this specialized product to these other countries. Inshallah, in the next class, then we will discuss about the other theory. Assalamu alaikum.